Check out this giant mug, you guys. It says, meow chicken meow meow. Need all the coffee this morning. Hey everybody, I hope your writing is going well. Today I wanted to interrupt our NaNoWriMo videos to talk about what I'm reading because we haven't really talked about books on this channel in a while. So I haven't done a proper wrap up on this channel, and that's partly because I haven't been reading a ton, but I have been reading. So if you don't follow me on Goodreads, I'll leave a link down below so you can kind of see what I've been reading recently. My husband and I are going to Cancun tomorrow morning for Thanksgiving. We're very, very excited. I will probably be there by the time you see this video. So I wanted to talk about books that I'm reading or have been reading this past month. But I also want to mention some of the books that I plan to bring with me on vacation. I'm always really ambitious with my vacation reads, which is unfortunate because I end up lugging around this giant bag of books that I don't even get to pick up. I don't know, it's a sickness. So let's talk about what I am reading. I'm almost done with Peace Like a River by Leif Enger. And I've been buddy reading this with a few other bookish friends of mine, including Katie from Life Between Words. She was the one who kind of got us all on the Peace Like a River kick. And I think we are all loving it so far. It's been such a joy to read this book. This is the kind of book that you want to read slowly. It's just, you don't want to, you can kind of chew on it for a long time. And part of that, I think, is because the narration is so good. It's narrated by a little boy named Ruben, who's about 11 years old, and the storytelling is just excellent. But I think I talked about this in maybe a book haul, but it's about a boy named Ruben, an asthmatic boy, and his father and his sister, and how they go on a cross-country road trip to find their outlaw older brother. There's so much more to the story than that, and there's this thread of miracles throughout the story that's really interesting, and just so unlike anything I've ever read. So I'm really loving this. I'm hoping to finish it before we leave for Cancun because I just have a lot of other books that I want to read by the beach. I'm also rereading The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Many of you know that this is probably my favorite book of all time. I'm actually listening to it on audio, and that has been the coolest experience. My husband's reading The Shadow of the Wind too, which has been so cool, but we haven't really had a chance to talk about it because I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm further ahead than he is, so I can't really listen to my audiobook when he's around. Usually I just have it playing when I'm like cleaning or hanging out at home, but I can't really do that with The Shadow of the Wind, so I've been going through it slowly. But it's just such a fun time rereading this book. It's a great time of year to reread it. I really like the narrator. It's kind of the voice I would expect for Danielle. I love how the narrator pronounces everyone's names because the first time I read this book, I did not pronounce them correctly. So it takes place in Barcelona, 1945. But anyway, it's just been so good. It's that thriller vibes that I needed in this time of year, but it's also that just book lover story that I crave. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the plot of this book because I've talked about it forever. So if you're interested in The Shadow of the Wind, why would you not be interested? If you haven't read it yet, you need to read it. So that's really all I've been reading in November. Because I've been doing these videos every day, I haven't had a whole lot of time to read, if I'm being honest. But I did want to talk about the books that I plan to bring with me to Cancun, including this giant chunker. This sounds like a great idea, right? Bring this book to vacation. I'm hoping to get to The Sweet Farthing by Libba Bray, which is the third and final book in the Gemma Doyle trilogy. I think even though it's pretty big, I think I'm gonna fly through it because I just love this world so much. And I'm just really, really interested to see what's gonna happen next with Gemma and all of her friends. There's something about this world that is so captivating to me. It's got the right amount of gothic, romantic, thriller vibes that I just love. I can't really talk about this book because it's the third book in the trilogy, but I will say it's about a girl named Gemma who grows up in India. She ends up having these visions. She ends up going to a boarding school in London, and a man from India follows her there to warn her about her premonitions. That's really all I want to tell you about book one. I will just say there's a paranormal element to it that just fits in so nicely. And yeah, if you're looking for a good young adult trilogy that has a lot of like female friendship, but also just interesting writing style, unique setting, but still that fun, I don't know, paranormal romance a little bit that kind of turns the pages, I think you should definitely check out the Gemma Doyle trilogy. I also plan to finally read Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan while I'm on vacation. I love this cover so much. I got this book at the BookNet Fest book exchange. I think I mentioned in a haul video. But ever since I got it, everyone has been telling me, you have to read this book, you have to read it, you'll love it. And I only found out recently that it's a series. People have been telling me that this is the perfect book to read for adventure and humor and just to kind of have a warm, fuzzy pick for vacation. So I've heard it's pretty funny and just entertaining. This book is about a girl named Rachel who goes to Singapore to visit her boyfriend's traditional Chinese family for the first time. And I think that she ends up finding out that her boyfriend's family is very wealthy. Her boyfriend Nick just happens to be one of Asia's most eligible bachelors, and I get the feeling that his mom is not too impressed with Rachel. So it seems like it's going to be pretty entertaining. I'm really looking forward to it. It feels like a good book to bring to the beach. I also really want to try to get to Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. You guys know that pretty much since I've started my booktube channel almost 2 years ago, I've been wanting to pick this book up, but something always gets in the way or other books just take priority. But I really feel like this would be a good book to read by the pool. It's pretty short. I've read Sophie Kinsella before. What did I read? My Not So Perfect Life. And it's just a fun, quick, entertaining read. Is it a book that I'll remember forever? Probably not, but it's just, that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. I don't think that I'm gonna have time to read another book while I'm in Cancun, but just because I'm an ambitious freak, I don't know, I'm planning to bring The Raven King. It's the fourth, I think, and final book in the Raven Cycle series by Maggie Stiefvater, and I have adored this series. I've been reading it pretty slowly, but I really do love it. I get so immersed in the world. And I think that's why this is going to be a good vacation book, even though it's a good size book. It's not big. It's just, I don't fly through these as much as I do the Gemma Doyle trilogy. So I don't know, but I'm really eager to see how this series wraps up, and I love the characters so intensely. So I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, since it's the fourth book in the series, I can't really tell you much about it, but I can say that the first book, The Raven Boys, is about a girl named Blue whose family is a bunch of women who are psychics. And she's been told her whole life that if she kisses her true love, he will die. That's kind of the thing that she's grown up hearing her whole life. And then she gets to know these three boys who are called the Raven Boys. They go to a private school, and she happens to kind of stumble into their group. There's a little bit of magic, a little bit of fantasy involved in this world, but the best part by far about this series is the friendships in here. They're just so beautiful, and I love Maggie Stiefvater's writing style. She is just so poetic with her language. So yeah, all I can really tell you about this book without giving anything away is that this is the year Blue falls in love, and it's also the year that she finds out that magic really does exist. So it's really, really good. If you haven't jumped on the Raven Boys or the Raven Cycle train, I highly recommend it. It's worth the hype. So that's what I'm currently reading and what I plan to take with me on vacation. Let me know down below if you've read any of those books, or if you want to encourage me on which one I should pick up first. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to know. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.